Hi, and welcome to Snovio Tutorials. Today we're going to talk about bulk email accounts import. Cold outreach does require a special infrastructure, as we all know, and if we're talking about cold emailing, it means that the more accounts you have, the more leads you will be able to reach. I'm Ravi, and today I will show you how you can import dozens of sender accounts inside your Snovio account in a matter of minutes. So to maximize your outreach, here in Snovio, we let you connect unlimited email accounts for use in your campaigns. To add multiple email sender accounts at once, but not more than 100 at a time, you can use the import from CSV option in your account settings. This is exactly what I have here available for us in the screen. To do it, you will basically first need to reach this screen. So you need to go to your account settings, then email accounts tab, and then click on this option, import from CSV. But then let's go together here. I will show you where to find it. So you can click on your avatar, then click on your account. You're gonna see first this profile page, and then clicking on email accounts, you will be able to find this option. And then click on import from CSV, and then you will download a sample file. I will show you next, but basically what this does is that it shows you the required fields that you need and with the correct data structure. This is good to ensure a successful import. Then you will have the right structure, and we ask you to keep this structure unchanged. So don't rename it, don't reorder columns, and don't delete also any of the unused columns. You can leave the optional fields empty. So let's take a look into this file. Okay, so we're over here just taking one quick step back. We clicked on our import from CSV, and then clicking here on download sample file, we receive this file that can basically be used as your template. Here you will add the data to the required columns, save it, and upload the updated file back in the CSV import. As I've already mentioned, you can add up to 100 email accounts per single import. And if you have more accounts to connect, just divide your data in a few files that you can be uploading from time to time. Let's have a look at the sample file and talk about the required columns. For a successful import, they must be filled in correctly, and some of them are optional, some of them is up to you to fill in or not, but the majority of them are necessary to fill. So we'll break down the data that needs to be added in each of the required fields. But seeing here from this file, you can already see that the information we have available gives you an idea of what needs to be filled in. So don't worry, you will also have this information each time you make a download. To continue with our explanation, I have here the example list that we have created. I'm gonna divide this explanation by required fields and not required fields. So to start with, let's go from email. And here you're going to add the email address from which you send emails. It can be the actual email address or the email that you want to appear as the sender in the recipient's inbox. Then we have from name. Here you're going to enter the name to be associated with the email account in Snovio. And then the next one that is required is the SMTP host. Here you're going to add the URL address used by your email provider for the SMTP connection. The SMTP host is required to connect to your provider servers for sending the emails. Your provider will specify the SMTP host you should use when you're connecting to other services. For example, here we have for Gmail and we have Outlook. So if you're using Gmail or Google Workspace, then the host will be SMTP .gmail.com. But if your provider is, for example, Microsoft Outlook, then it means that the host is smtpmail.outlook.com, as you can see here on the screen as well. It can also be that you have another provider. So if you have another SMTP host or any other provider or a customer email server, you can also add this specific information here. Now let's move on to the SMTP port field. Here you're going to enter the SMTP port used by your provider for making the SMTP connection. Make sure here to enter this information correctly because it does influence on the success of your connection. The example we have continues with Gmail and Microsoft Outlook, and for Gmail they use 465, and from Microsoft they use 587. The next one is the SMTP encryption type. The port that you enter will also determine the type of SMTP encryption. It can be SSL or TLS. If you leave this field empty, then the system will automatically determine the type based on your SMTP port. We're almost at the end of the fields that were required ones. So now let's take a look into the next one, that is password field. And of course it's required. So you can enter the password that you use to sign into your email client's account. But if you're using the Gmail accounts, there is something different because you need to add the app password here. And then it's different than just the one that you use to log into your regular account. And each Gmail user within the workspace has their own unique app password. In case you don't know how to find this information, we do have this step-by-step for you that you can check, and we're gonna leave the instruction on how to do it in the video description. Now, if we move on to the next column, is the IMAP host. That is the next required field. Over here, you're gonna enter the URL address used by your email provider for the IMAP connection. An IMAP host is required to connect to your email provider servers for receiving emails. So here it's the SMTP is used for sending emails, and the IMAP is used to receive the emails. For example, if your provider is Gmail or Google Workspace, your IMAP host will be imap.gmail.com. Next, we have the IMAP port. Here you need to add the port number that is used by your provider for the IMAP connection. The port 993 is the one that is used by default for all secure IMAP connections. So this is it for the required fields. As I said, we're gonna divide it. So these are the required ones, but let's also take a look into the optional ones. You can leave them in blank, and then the default settings will be applied, and you can also update the settings later in the email account settings. So let's go back here, and then we're gonna go back into the SMTP username. This field is required only if you're importing an account different from the one in the from email field. And in that case, you can enter the email address for that account as the SMTP username and add its password in the password field. If it's a Gmail address, then you remember to do the same that I just mentioned with the app password. Next one is the field IMAP username and password. So it's one of the last ones here. And these fields are only required if you receive replies on a different email account from the one in the from email field. In that case, fill in the username and password for that account so that Snovio can track those replies. IMAP details are required for syncing your replies with prospects and also statistics in your Snovio account. The CSV file can include fields for email settings, allowing you to configure them in bulk, delay between emails, and also the daily sending limit. Now let's take a look into this last part of the file we have available. So the optional fields, delay and daily limit. So the first one, delay between emails. Here you're going to enter the interval value in seconds for the email sent from this account. One number will mean that you have a fixed interval, and if you add two numbers separated by a comma, it means a random delay in the range of the entered numbers. The field value will be set to 30 if you leave it in blank. I would recommend you using the random delay, and here I added as an example 60 to 120. The second one is the daily limit. Here you're going to specify the maximum number of emails that will be sent from the email account per day. The field's value will be set to 200 if you leave it in blank. But for new accounts, we do recommend a lower daily limit. So let's say, just to type in here an example, 50 to 70. Now, when our CSV file is ready, we're going to upload it. We're going to go back. We're going to save this, go back into the email accounts tab, and we're going to upload this file. So just give me 1 second to do a couple of actions here, and then I'll get back so that we can do the second. All right, so all I did was download the CSV file, and now we can import it. So clicking again on import from CSV, here you can drag and drop the file, or you can also browse the files. I'm just gonna drag and drop, and then I'm gonna click on skip the first row because it does have the headers, and then I'm gonna import this file. So here you can take a look on how the Snovio page is gonna look like after you have completed the import. And yes, we did add a hidden error to be able to tell you how you can troubleshoot errors as well. After the import is complete, Snovio will show you the import summary, and it will display the number of accounts that were successfully added and the accounts that were skipped due to some errors. To help you troubleshoot the errors, we'll generate a file with the accounts that couldn't be imported. You can download this file and review the error details in the separate error column, where we specify the error reasons for each account. You can use this information to adjust your data and then re-upload the file. There are different reasons why the import errors may occur, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of the most frequent reasons. The first one being missing or incorrect data in the required fields. So you need to ensure that all the required fields for the accounts with errors are correctly filled out. The specific fields causing the errors will be listed in the errors column of the import errors file, and you can review this file and identify and correct those issues. The second one can be related to the formatting. You might have added incorrect file formatting. Each account's data should be entered in a single row in the CSV file, and there should be no blank rows in between the rows data. There will also be an error if the file contains duplicate rows. So we have also this information written here, and you can see on the screen. It can be that it's the data for the same account, or if the account was already added previously via import or manually. As you can see in the file here, it's pointed out that the information about the IMAP port was missing, so we can quickly go and fix it and then upload it once more. For each imported account, Snovio will automatically create a record using the data in your file and will check the connection status for each account. After the import, check the connection statuses on your email accounts page which is the page we're in right now. And you will see green status that indicates that there was a successful connection, and red status that means that for some reason the connection failed. The red status basically means that Snovio received an error while attempting to make the connection using the information that was provided in your file. So this error was received from your email provider while attempting to make the connection. To understand better the issue, you can click on the edit icon and go into the settings page and check what might be the error details. Once everything is connected, you can also sync all your accounts into Unibox. This will basically organize your emails from those accounts into one inbox. And it's very good because it makes it easy to manage the replies, manage your ongoing conversation with your leads. So you can also learn more about Unibox in our other tutorials about it. And I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video, and go ahead and connect as many accounts as you wish to maximize your outreach. And don't forget to make also multi-channel. So connect your email accounts, connect your LinkedIn accounts, and well, yeah, that's it. So see you next time.